Hello, my YouTube family. This is my father, David Hage, and he is going to share something very interesting that happened when he was a pilot. He was a licensed private pilot for years. So what happened, Dad?
Well, I got my private license in the mid-70s, and of course I was a young pilot and inexperienced. I had a friend who owned his own plane, a Cessna 150, and I would rent it from him, and then sometimes he and I would fly together. Well, one time, probably on a Saturday, he and I went for a ride around Henderson, North Carolina, just looking over the territory and the big lake, etc. And whoever sits in the left seat is pilot in command. Well, he was sitting left seat, pilot in command. So I was technically a passenger, but even though I was a young pilot, I knew what was safe and what was not safe. And he decided to take us in for a landing in a dangerous airfield called Dead Stick Field, which meant you didn't have much room on it. You had to come in over an interstate and tall trees, pop the plane down real quickly onto the grass runway, and you had to have your speed correct and everything correct, and have your flaps correct, etc. Well, we came in what I knew was too fast, and I knew we were going too fast to make a safe landing. I said something to him, but he was a kind of a stubborn old man, and he went ahead and popped it down on the grass runway just over the trees. Well, the runway was only 1,500 feet long, if that, maybe 1,200 feet.
Wow.
Very, very short runway. That's why they call it dead stick. Well, when we were halfway down the field and had not touched the wheels down, and here were trees at the end of the runway coming up rapidly, and we're doing 70 knots, which was too fast. And I called him by name. I'm not going to use his name. I said, "Hey, we can't make it. We got to hit the gas. Let's go. Yeah, oh no, we can make it. We can make it." I said, "No, we cannot make it." I knew instinctively we were going to crash into the trees. And so I slapped his hands off the wheel, took over the airplane, and shot the juice, put the throttles full throttle, and took the carb heat off. And those of you that are pilots, you understand what I'm saying. And we went zooming down the runway, still had enough speed that we could pull it up pretty quickly. And I pulled it up and just touched the tops of the trees on the end of the runway with the wheels. Another 10 feet lower, and we would have crashed.
Thank you, Lord.
But I did take over the plane, which I don't know if that's illegal or illegal, but it was a matter of life and death. If I had not taken over the plane, we would have gone into the trees at 70 or 80 miles an hour and died.
Yeah, 20 seconds.
And so
20 seconds left.
I thought, well, okay, better safe than sorry. So he never let me fly with him again for some reason.
And the Lord saved your life, didn't he?
The Lord spared my life as a Christian young man of God. He saved my life, and it saved his life too. Found out later he had crashed 4 times.
5 seconds.
So anyway, that was another time that God spared my life, and was a real blessing.